Hey, beautiful souls, welcome to our end of days. That's DAZE. As usual, just one continuous stream. So if there's interruptions, we're just going to kind of roll with it. No editing either. As genuine, as authentic as it gets. Um, I didn't make the video on that day, but I did make a quick shorts. And so if that led you here, great. Um, but I had a dream, you guys. And I talked about it in the short, and I'll just kind of go through it. The dream was very vivid. Sometimes I get extremely vivid dreams. And so I'm like in a construction site, and we're linking the bridges, all right, because there's a bridge being built. However, it's like being built on one side and then being built on the other side. And so I'm on one side, and we're working pretty good. The bridge it's fairly close, but there's still a gap between the bridges, all right, and but each bridge half, all right. And the way it is in the dream is like there's a hill, and then there's this bridge, all right. So you see the structure of the bridge, but the hill is kind of in the way, and so there's a bunch of construction crew on this side, all right, and then there's the bridge on this side. So the construction crew, they can't even see the bridge, all right. And so me, like, I'm on the hill, I'm on the top of the hill, and we got to link the bridges together. And so it's like a cable that we need to link, and then it'll help us. Then the bridges are essentially connected, and we can cross either side. And this, I don't know what it represents, all right, but it's just like there's a guy there, all right, and he's just like, I can do this, all right, I can link these bridges together. People are like, I don't know, man, I don't know. You probably got to go around and go the long way. Just take the cable with you, make sure it's long enough, and do that. And he's like, no, I can jump this. I can jump the gap. And so, basically, he's allowed to. And so, there's excitement, but the crew's staying on this side of the hill, so they can't see anything. And then I'm on top of the hill, and so I'm watching him do this. And so confirmation, I guess. And so there's this guy who runs, and he runs really hard, and then he jumps, and he flies, man, and he makes it. He makes the jump. It's this miraculous freaking jump. And the other crew on the side catch him, and they're like, yeah, and they're rooting. And then I turn on the hill. I turn around, like, you made it! And the crew's so freaking happy, and we're like, yeah, because it's like the work is over now. It's just like, yeah, there's more work to do, but the bridge is built. The bridge has been connected now. We connected the bridge. And to me, that was such a huge thing, such a freaking huge thing. Like, this is what we've been doing, I would say, in the collective, subconscious, unconscious, us people of God. You can call it chosen ones. You can call it anyone of the faith. Lightworkers. Starseeds. There's so many different ways to identify with God. All right. And and I say God just because I grew up in a Christian community and everything, and I've been a part of a few. And it's getting really windy now. It should be okay. I have the umbrella right here. I don't know if you can kind of see it, right? So it should be protecting the audio from the wind factor. But yeah, I use the name God because it's more familiar to people. If I was to actually have my own name for God, which I do, it is the one absolute. All right, and the statement of God, right, which is there is only one absolute, and there it is. That's the one absolute. There's only one absolute. All right, it's funny. It's a joke. It's true. It's a true statement, and when we understand it, to me, all right, and as I also like to say on my channel, I speak with certainty, and I speak I with I would say firsthand experience with God. All right, but this is just my expression. All right, this is just what I'm sharing. This is, if you want to call it that, this is my opinion. All right, even if I say these are the way that things are, if you don't resonate with that, you don't have to believe that. All right, you don't have to believe what I'm saying. All right, if there's certain things you like, go for it. Take as other creators have said too, take what resonates, and discard the rest. All right, what doesn't work with you? And so they actually say something different, but I'm trying to keep it PG here. Anyway, yeah, you guys, the dream actually unfolded more than there. 5 minutes, so I'll try to keep this under 10, around 10. Um, After the bridge connected, it was just, I'm calling it my guardian angel. All right. It was just like the guardian angel came to me and was just like, all right, mission accomplished. It's done. Are you ready? I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you talking about? And so, like, I don't even really get a choice here, but it's just like my guardian angel, like, picks me up. And then everything starts to fade away. And I was more or less like aware I was dreaming. And in these cases before, I would freak out. All right, I would try to like to hold on to things, and then I would usually end up waking up. That's kind of what ended up happening. But like my guardian angel was like talking to me and was just saying like, just stay present, don't hold on to anything, just be present. And so like as I'm being taken away, like water washes over everything, and I'm seeing certain things pop up and then go back in the water, and I'm brought to this city. All right, and the water's like a little bit higher than ankle deep, is what I want to say. But it's clean water. It's beautiful, guys. It's just beautiful. You know, I would say like a friendly, beautiful version of the pool rooms, except it's outdoors. If you know, it's a liminal space, backrooms kind of a thing. The pool rooms, but it's like that. Where there's just this water everywhere, and everyone's walking in it. And so, metaphorically, right, we're all connected. We're all connected through this water, and it's like this consciousness and awareness, right? And I'm like, and I'm looking at people, and I'm just like, whoa! And I want to explore so much because that's kind of how I am too. And so I turn to my guardian angel, and I'm like, where is this place? What is this? What is this city? Um, and they turn to me and they say, this is the city of angels. I know there's a Los Angeles, all right, which is technically the city of angels, but it wasn't Los Angeles, okay? This was like in the aether, man. This was like in the astral realm. There's so many different layers to this, but this is just like consciousness speaking. We are beginning to link up in this city, all right, like on an etheric level, and this is what I believe it means when the bridge has been connected, where heaven and earth have been connected now. All right, like and we're getting through this, you guys. And so like there's a lot of people who are part of this city. All right, and I got to meet one of my ancestors there. Um, they were trying to tell me something, and I wasn't picking up on it, and I don't know if he was joking or not, because there's this coat, and he's trying to hand it to me, and I'm like, oh, cool, and I'm like, what is this? And he's just like, and my guardian angel says it's a coat. It's from your ancestor, and like my ancestor's hooded or something, where I can kind of see his eyes, but just like I can't really see his features at all or anything. And so I'm like, oh, okay, cool, and I start to keep it, and then I hear from my guardian, and I think it was actually my ancestor, and he's just like, no, 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 it goes, put it in like the display case. So I'm like, well, okay, and then I realized, we're like in this post office or something, and so I kind of hang it on this hook or something, and I continue to talk with my guardian angel for a bit, but then it's all of a sudden the ancestor's back, and he's handed me this code again, and I'm like, well, what is this, And as I continue to focus on him, it's like my guardian angel steps back, and so then I'm just interacting with my ancestor, and seemed to be a pretty funny guy. He had a good sense of humor and everything. I could tell he'd been through a lot too. Um, and so I didn't really get what the coat was, but looking back, I think it was protection. Like I was being shown, just like, hey, man, we got you, because a large part of my life, I don't know my bloodline, all right, I don't know my ancestry, but I feel it. I feel my ancestry in so many different ways, and I think not knowing has allowed me to be more of a soul ancestry, where if you believe in reincarnation, and I'm on the fence about that, it could be true, maybe not, and in a way it is, no matter what, and in another video I'll explain that, okay, what I mean by that. But just like by not really knowing my ancestry, I get to claim that ancestry which speaks the most with me. And a lot of native cultures, I feel like I have taken on the ancestry of, and there's no mistake why I'm here. You know, also twirling a stick, on the islands here. Um, and it's not like cultural appropriation, all right. If people want to call it that, whatever. Because I don't deny, my skin color and everything, how I sound. I'm Whitey McWhite for sure, a Halle for sure on this island. Um, at the same time, I'm respectful. Okay, this is a man. They're trying to choke me out here. I just mean like throat chakra stuff. If you know, you know. But I'm saying it anyway. This is a sacred area. Like these islands here, and I would say, every inch of the earth, but just like especially how I feel, these islands are sacred. And what has been done to the Native Americans, to the native cultures, I want to say, like this is more than just America. Uh, they, I feel like it's time for their wisdom to come back. All right, like this, like I said in another video here, where we're taking the original blueprint, the wisdom and the connection that we had in the ancient cultures, but we're mixing it now with a maturity and awareness. All right, so we're not as naive as we used to be, and then we can be cooperative. We can operate in a way where it's in alignment, with God, with the one absolute. All right, and there's only one absolute, and there it is. If you know, you know. I say this a lot on my channel, all right. And to me, God and the one absolute are synonymous, all right, in most cases. And I do my best to, give context on my channel and everything, because context is everything. It's not what people say, it's what people mean, all right. And so, that's what politicians don't necessarily want to tell you, okay. Because they say a lot of things, but what they mean, something different, you guys. Something different than what they're saying usually, or what they're appearing to say. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right. So thanks for listening to this. I just wanted to say my dream really quick, give it out there. So yeah, like, subscribe. If you want to see me twirling my stick, if you want to, yeah, that's what I call it. Yeah, it's this thing right here. It's a rod, really, but it's part of my artistic expression right now, and I'm sharing this with the channel too. And I got a lot of creativity to share, you guys. So please, like, subscribe. Want to see more? Um, any support helps, you guys. Seriously. Um, and as I like to say on this, I'm going to say this for a while until it's just known, but just uh, one of my partings to see on the flip side. All right. And what I mean by this is that we were born into, I feel like an upside down world, all right, where we're disconnected from God. We're disconnected from the truth, from love in so many different ways. Or maybe we come into the world connected, but then through the trauma that we end up taking on, all right, through our family, through society, through religion, we get disconnected from it. However, by doing the work, by having the intention to heal, to unite with God, all right, then things change, all right. I call this also the divine union between the masculine and the feminine, all right, because we're comprised of feminine and masculine energy. And so, anyway, when I say see on the flip side, I mean we're flipping that script, all right. We're flipping that script, right side up, all right side up. That's what I mean by that. And the flip side is where we want to be, man. That's where God is. All right, that's where our connection with God is. And so this is what I mean when I say that. Okay. So yeah, I'll leave it at there. Probably gone on long enough. So peace out. Love within. I'll catch you on the flip side as you catch me.